Welcome to Creative Stamping Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey. And just going to make sure I'm live, but I got a bad glare today. I'm not quite sure. Bear with me for a second here. Just want to make sure everything is working okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. If you hop on, say hi, let me know where you're from. I think everything I'm actually straight today, which is a good, oops, not a good thing if I'm bumping my lights off. All right, I think I got it all. All right, I'm going to get started. I mixed things up a little today. I'm using the Gorgeously Made set, but I'm using the All About Autumn DSP and the Earth and Elegance DSP. So I really mix things up. And I'm also using the Lasting Joy um, stamp set, and then the dies from the Gorgeously Made dies. I did pre-cut a few things, and I'm going to show you what I did. I just have a couple. Just going to put these down real quick. Just have a couple announcements real quick before I get started. If you earned some bonus coupons, the bonus day coupons in July, tomorrow is the last day to redeem them. Okay, after tomorrow, I believe it's 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time. After that, they're not going to work at all. Okay, so if you did earn some, you want to use them. Okay. The other thing that ends tomorrow are the kit sale. So if you're new to stamping, the kits are great. You can get some sets that there is stamping, they're all inclusive kits. There's some that there's stamping, some that there's no stamping. It's great for beginners. All right. We have our online exclusives. I'm not using any of them today, but what I did want to tell you about, hey Carol, thanks for joining, is there is some new DSP coming. Starting September 6th. It's online exclusive paper only. There was supposed to be 2 celebrations or something like that. I have it on my blog. And they decided, since we were not having a second celebration, that they would offer the paper as an online exclusive. So it is limited supplies, just like pretty much everything on the online exclusives. But there's some really pretty designs. And I do have on September 4th, that's Monday, is the last day to sign up for my paper shares. If you go to my blog, creativestampindesigns.com, all the information is there. And I have decided to add a little free gift to anybody that joins in on my paper shares. You're going to get a sampling of 1 or possibly 2 of the new DSPs coming for the online exclusives. I don't know which one you would get. It's just I'm going to randomly put them in the packages with the shares. So you'll get a sampling just like you get the sampling of the DSP. You'll get a sampling of, like I said, 1 or 2 of these DSPs. So that's it with what I had to tell you. Let's get started with the card. I have a really, really, really simple one today. I was back and forth with multiple papers, multiple DSP, multiple stamp sets. I just wasn't sure which way I was going. So I decided we're just doing a simple book fold card. So I have a piece that's 4 1/4 by 11. I have it scored at 4 1/4 and 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a good fold on the 5 1/2, and we're going to fold it back on the 4 1/4, just like that. Okay. Right. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to add a little bit of liquid glue just in here, just to hold this together. Hello, Caroline. Thank you for joining. Caroline, sorry. Okay. Then, so that's really all there is to the book fold. Right. I have a panel of, and I love this panel. This is a piece of the All About Autumn. It's the wood grain. I really wish they would come back with a whole pack of wood grain paper. It's my absolute favorite. So I'm going to use liquid glue because I seem to have issues with the Stampin' Seal when I go to adhere certain things down. So we're just going to adhere the panel onto a Moody Mauve mat. A good press. And then I do have, I'm just checking one thing real quick. Okay. I have another panel, a small panel. This is for the end that I am also adhering onto a Moody Mauve mat, just like that. Now the DSP, like this piece here, is 1 inch by 4 inches, and hang on, I moved it, and that's why I like liquid glue. I'm just going to add a little more in there so I can move it around. When I'm live, I need that wiggle room. There we go. Yeah, okay. All right. Then we're going to adhere this right onto the card front. Just maybe just like that. And I am going to use liquid glue again. So this piece of DSP was 4 inches by 4 inches, and then the mat's 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. All the measurements, everything, a link to the video, but all the measurements, scores, everything will be on my blog on Friday, which goes live at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Oh boy, thinking I had Mountain Time in my brain. Just go right like that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you what I did ahead of time. I think I'm done with my phone folder. So I had these 3 panels of the Earth and Elegance DSP that I cut the dies from. And I really liked the way they came out because just gave it a little more dimension, little texture. So I did pre-cut those. And a couple of them, when they did come out, the insides of the leaves stayed in, so I put dimensionals on those, and this one just has pieces of tear and tape, just to hold them and hold the pieces on so they would stay. So it's some with, some without the center, some with, but I really like the way, I don't know if you could see, it just gave it a little something. So it's not just a solid color. So, okay, so we're going to adhere these, and I am going to use, other than the one, I'm using liquid glue. Actually, you know what? I just have to put a little liquid glue down here. I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to use the tear and tape. Might as well, since it's on there already. Let me get my little, take your pick tool that'll get it off. Be a little easier for me. I completely forgot about this. I put it on just to hold the pieces in place. Never thought that I could use it. Oops. Sorry, I'm having a little trouble. My I cut my thumb on Monday. On Saturday at the store, it's our last day, we have a knife sharpening thing, and it was get one knife sharpened, get a second one free. So I took advantage and brought a couple of my knives. And I've had them sharpened before, and I've cut with them before. Well, Monday I went to cut a tomato of all things, and I guess I didn't move my thumb quick enough. And it's still, I actually I had the Band-Aid off for a while, but it's still like a little bleeding a little bit. It was one heck of a sharp knife. I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue, maybe not. Just on the tips of these so they stay down, but if I can't get the glue out, I'm not. Just want a tiny, tiny bit. All right, and then this one is also, I didn't think to use the adhesive strip or adhesive paper. I remembered last week, I think it was. So again, I'm just going to randomly, just to hold it, some of the petals down, just barely touching. Good enough. Just, it doesn't have to be down solid. And I'm going to be putting a ribbon or something. So, and then this one here, we're going to pop up. We have the dimensionals on it, so this one will be popped up. Oops. Make sure those stay down. This one I might have to trim a little bit. Yeah, we'll put it like that. Oh my goodness. It's sticking to me. It's because I keep grabbing it where the dimensionals are by accident. I wanted this one this way. When I placed it originally, I had this way. So that's the way we're going to leave it. And I'm just going to trim the bottom a little. There we go. Just using paper snips just to trim that just a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to put the sentiment, and I have the sentiment in a ribbon. All right, so I have a panel of basic white, and I just need to find what I did with the dies, because I do need those. stamp it in Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to stamp hello, and I don't have to worry if I'm straight or not, since I'll just make sure I line up the um, the die to make sure the die is straight. So I gave myself an extra large piece today. And this is, I like these dies just with the torn look. Just gonna put it, trying to think how I wanted to do this. We're just gonna center it. And I'm gonna grab a couple pieces of, I have Post-it note tape, just to hold it in place so it doesn't move when I go to my die cutting machine. Just keep that straight, and I apologize, I'm not looking at the, I forgot to move my computer a little closer. I saw yours, Carol, when you did your live, and that was the first thing I thought is, um, well, you did your live with the paper, and I'm thinking, oh, great, I'm using the same paper, but mine's not getting posted tomorrow. Mine won't get posted until Friday. I guess that's the advantage when I watch your live before mine. If I'm using the same products or anything the same, I try to change it out. And I did have the earth and texture set out. And then when you used it, I'm like, I'm changing. There we go. And I'm going to adhere the sentiment with dimensionals. I think I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to go over the stem so you really won't see them. Just using my half dimensionals, which I like. Some people do not like them. I do. They seem to be a perfect size. Sometimes the mini dimensionals are too small. And I am going to just put this right, I'll lift this sleeve up so that I can go just under a little bit. You know, if it was my pinky, it wouldn't be a problem. There, just gonna put that right there. And I did have a bow, but I just changed my mind with what I wanted to do with that bow. I need to grab something. This will work. Okay. I'm going to put a little notch on the top and bottom here just to hold ribbon in place. Let's see if I could do this without, I just want a tiny little bit, so I'm going to put the whole thing, get this in there, because it's 3 layers, so I'm not sure, but I only need just like the corner. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up. I think that's, looks like the middle, and I'm going to grab a pencil so I can get the corner piece, and I just so I know where I want to put the little notch. And I just grab the Alphabest, I think it's called, punch. It punches out the letters. Flip it this way again. So I'm just going to put it in. You can use anything. I used to have my old round punch, and it's not here. I don't know where it is. So I don't know if you could see the little notch right there, and I'm just putting it in the corner just to punch it just a tiny bit, just to give it a little, just to hold it. That's really all I'm doing, just to hold the ribbon so it doesn't slide all over the place. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just have to find my little notch. And just like that. I like my round one better, but all right. Whoops, upside down. Now, I'm using something actually, I think I'm going to let you decide. I originally was going to use, we have Misty Moonlight ribbon. It's on the clearance rack right now, but it's the 2-pack of it's the Petal Pink and Misty Moonlight cotton ribbon combo pack. It's on the clearance rack. It's $3.60 for these 2 spools. I don't usually use retired stuff, but you can still buy it. So I decided to use it. So I had a bow I was going to put, but I just, like I usually do, change my mind part way. So it's I'm going to either tie the ribbon around with blue, or this was my original, when I was originally doing this, what I was going to use, or the Moody Mauve, the jute twine. What do you think? Which one do you think will look better? I mean, they both match, but anybody? I'm going to give you a second while I'm waiting for you to decide what you think. I'm going to put a couple embellishments on. I have the Moody Mauve, what are these? The 2022-2023 in colored dots. I'm just going to put a couple of these. I had to open a new pack of these. Apparently I used a lot of Moody Mauve on my other cards that I've made. Just put that one right down there. Oops. There we go. That's all just to give it a little bling. Use the Misty Mauve ribbon. All right, now I'll hold it up close. I think that's what you said, Carol. Hold it closer, Caroline. Whoops, hold it closer to the camera. Let's see if I can do this. Which one? Oh, I didn't realize that, Caroline. I used it. Okay, the ribbon. That works. I did not know our clearance rack was different than yours. Well, I guess it depends on what we have left and compared to what you have left. All right. So I'm not going to cut this yet until I know how much I need. Usually I have it cut ahead of time, but oops, actually I want the bow going that way. That's the same way I had it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I've got my rights and lefts mixed up today. Okay, I'm going to get my trusty little tweezer out, third finger or third hand. Just to hold that so I can get it tied. Went a little easier than I thought. I was having trouble tying a bow before. Ribbon scissors, give it a trim, and then I can fix the bow. And what I do is just hold the center when I pull so that it doesn't turn all over. Watch, I have cut my fingers with these scissors too. Forget to move them. Okay, so there's the card front. The inside's going to be real simple. We're just going to stamp a sentiment and then stamp flower. And I have for the inside, hoping for better days ahead. I'm actually using this as a get well card. Yes, the glue dot will keep it in place. That's usually what I do. Oh, thank you, Carol. Um, I'll put a little glue dot right underneath just to hold it in place. All right, so this is from the Lasting Joy. Let's see if we can get this straight. It's a little crooked for my taste. We're going to bring this down so I can see the darker line. I use my grid paper a lot. That's better. All right, and then I'm just going to, where's my stamp? Make sure it's right side up. Just going to stamp a little something on the inside. And can adhere this to another Moody Mauve mat. Like that. And this piece again is just a 4x4 piece along with the 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 inch. Whoops. There we go. Okay, quick envelope and we're done. Just have the All About Autumn DSP for the envelope flap. And again, ouch, all the measurements, everything will be on my blog on Friday. And all the measurements are in inches. Somebody did comment one time about metric inch. I don't know how to convert. I really don't. I don't even know if I ever learned metric in school. My daughter claims that metric is easier. I guess when you've done it one way your whole life, it's kind of hard to convert. All right. And I did stamp the front of the envelope already. And that's it. Nice It's a real simple card, and I will put a glue dot underneath there. Just, oops, move that there, just to hold it in place. And there we go. Nice simple card. It's the book fold is a real quick go-to, and it and just enough sometimes, whether it's a thank you card or I do these a lot of times even at Christmas time. All right. Thank you for joining me today. Everything, like I said, everything will be on the blog on Friday morning. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. The card will be posted also on my Facebook page. So if you do make a similar card, feel free to post a picture of your card in the comments because I love to see what everybody else's take on this. If you have any bonus coupons, don't forget to get those in. You don't want to lose out on any of those. Thank you, Judy. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody. And I hope to see you all next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Thanks for joining, everyone. Bye-bye.